What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 46, and we start today's episode off by seeing that we have now reached January 2016, and the transfer window is now open. Fantastic. The transfer window is now open. We can sell and buy players, but there's only one problem with that. We don't really have any money, so that's going to be a bit of a downer, isn't it? Yeah, the transfer window is open now. That's great, and I'm really pleased with it. And you also get to see a youth score monthly report here of our young goalkeeper, who's looking unbelievably average as the days go by, and yeah, scouting updates, and we didn't sign any players because you all look very average. Here's the squad report as well, and in a minute you'll see the final league table. So a quick look here at our players. Are we going to sell any of these players or loan any out? Well, of course, we've got loads of players on the loan list, and I've talked about this before. I can't seem to loan out players for some reason. It's a curse. It's a real curse. It just doesn't happen for me. I don't know why. I read the comments, and of course, thank you very much for the comments, but it seems like you guys never seem to have too much of a problem with loaning out your players. I just can't seem to do it. I don't know why it is. And some of you say, oh man, what you got to do is put them on the short-term loan list. I do have that. I've got like half of the players on a short loan and the rest of the players on a full season loan. And it doesn't matter what I do, no one seems to be interested. I don't know why, but even so. Anyway, you'll see a full league table in a minute as well. And of course, I have been saying of late too, I've been thinking about trying to swap Brown a day out of the club. And that seems as though that'll be the main focus for January. Try and find a striker and swap him out for someone else. Because although he's still our top goal scorer despite his season-ending injury, I don't want to have a crooked striker here because I have a real bad feeling that Brown today could be a one-season wonder and he won't be scoring in goals left, right and centre like he has been doing this year, next year and for the foreseeable future. So as you can see, we're in 4th place now, exactly halfway through the season with 31 points. It's not going to last. It's really tight as well, this league. There's only a few points separating the top 7 teams, to be honest. It's a very tight league, which is fantastic. It means anything can happen. And as you can see as well, I've been looking at some players and scouting some players. Emenike is on the transfer list at Fenerbahce, so I'd love to get hold of him. But of course, you can see by the money we've got right now, because we've got very low money, we just have to do a straight swap with Brown a day for a striker. And I can't see any club doing that because, well, why would they? Brown a day is currently injured, and the strikers we're looking at are just as good as a day, if not a little bit better. And if just a little bit worse, then they've got the potential to be better. So there's players like Mitrovic and Musa at CSKA Moscow, and Lucina Traore, Ben Yedder. Trying to think of other strikers I've been looking at as well. I know Rodrigo's one too, and I can't think of the other strikers to be honest. Sorry about that, but Andy Carroll's definitely there, and Lacazette is another one. But as you'll see, I've been scouting loads of these players behind the scenes, using the global transfer network, and seeing if I could sign any of these players just by swapping strikers. So I'm basically calling these clubs up and saying, want to swap strikers? Want to swap Brown a day for one of yours? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like being on the playground when you got those the sticker books and the stickers you got, and you're trying to swap them around. That's what I'm doing here with Brown a day, offering my Brown a day for 2 of your shinies, you know. But even so, we're trying to see if we can swap Brown a day out. And again, I can't see it happening because, to the best of my knowledge, I used to think that you could sell players that are injured. But apparently not. I've been asking on Twitter, and I read some YouTube comments as well from you guys saying that you can't actually sell injured players. You can put them on a transfer list, but no bids will come in, which is annoying because I thought you could. But if that's the case, then that's very frustrating. So it means that the only way we can get Brown a day out of our club right now is by swapping him with a club. And of course, as I just said there, I don't think it's going to happen. We'll wait and see. But I think the only way we're going to be able to get him out of the club is by swapping him and then paying some money as well. Which, I mean, why would I do that? You know what I mean? Why would I give, I don't know, let's say Lacazette here. Why would I give Lyon, let's say, £8 million plus Brown a day for their striker? It seems pointless. We may as well wait until he comes back from his injury. But anyway, following that, we did decide to request some funds from the board as well, because as I said in the last episode, we can't even offer Victor Anichebe a new contract to keep him at the club for next season because we've got no money whatsoever. So I asked the board for £2.5 million. I said that I will reach the round of 16 in the cup, which reached the quarterfinals of the cup, because technically we've done that in the Capital One Cup, and also the Europa League. We've also reached the knockout stage as well. So I asked for, it was £2 million. Well, it's 2.5. Still, I asked for £2 million, and as you'll see, they said yes. So there you go. We got given £2 million. It's not much, but it's going to help. You know, it's going to help a little bit. You know, we can look for some more players, maybe some pre-contract signings, and it will help. So there you go. £2 million comes in. We needed that, and hopefully it'll be, although not a massive increase in money, it's just a little help for us. So there you go. Also, Berahino's coming back from injury, which is great. Very pleased to see that. Obviously, the guy's been out for about 2 months now, and it's been frustrating for us, but I'm pleased to know he's coming back from injury. Obviously, Brown a day out for the rest of the season means that although he's coming back himself, he won't be with his regular strike partner. But with the way Niang's been in form of late, and of course Victor Anichebe has been scoring a couple of goals as well and being a great support striker for him, I'm pleased to know Berahino's coming back into the side. What can I say? But anyway, we take on Arsenal here for the first and only game of today's episode, and finally the league table's back. Get in. Arsenal underperforming right now. They're in 10th. They're 5 points behind us as we're in 6th right now. After the latest batch of fixtures, we dropped down a couple of positions. That's how tight the league is right now. And we do take on Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium. Away at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal, a side who I always struggle to play against. They play some great football in real life and on the game as well. And of course, last year we travelled to the Emirates for the final game of the season, and we lost to them by 3-2. Danny Welbeck scored a hat-trick. And as we do take on Arsenal as well, I know there's only one game in today's episode. Sometimes there is only one game. That's if a lot of stuff happens behind the scenes, like emails and so on, which happens in this episode. But because of that, I'm going to upload another episode of Career Mode later on tonight. Not to say sorry or anything, but just because I know some of you are a bit frustrated when there's only one game. So there'll be another episode of Career Mode later on tonight. So there you go. But still, we do take on Arsenal. The first chance fell there in the 37th minute. The corner was towards the far post, and Jack Wilshere's header goes wide. And really, there weren't too many chances in the first half. But as Debuchy comes forward here for Arsenal, the ball gets played inside towards Danny Welbeck, and Foster makes a great save. It's a little bit of a poor piece of handling, and the ball ends up being headed onto the bar via a deflection for Aaron Creswell and out for a corner. So Arsenal almost scoring there after a bit of a scramble in the area, but it was still 0-0. And as the clock was running down in the first half, another great chance here. Mesut Ozil finds Aaron Ramsey, finds the German Ozil again. Walcott collects the ball and strikes it, and again Foster makes the save and turns it behind for a corner. So still Arsenal 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. But in the 57th minute, Arsenal come through with Santi Cazorla finding Mesut Ozil. The former Real Madrid man finds Santi Cazorla down the left-hand side. The Spaniard takes on his former Arsenal teammate Carl Jenkinson, rolls it through towards Ozil. Ozil finds Welbeck. The shot is blocked, but it comes back to Welbeck, who gives it inside towards Aaron Ramsey, and it's a great save by Ben Foster, who denies the Welshman with a very, very good save, and it's still 0-0. But in the 65th minute, Mikel Arteta, the former Everton man, collects the ball here for Arsenal. He finds Santi Cazorla, back to Arteta. The Spaniards link up. Edin Dzeko, the former City man, finds Mesut Ozil. Quick little pass inside towards Aaron Ramsey, and Ramsey, who always scores against me at some stage in any of my career modes, scores again and makes it 1-0 to Arsenal. Any long-term subs will know that the reason I hate playing Arsenal really is because Ramsey always scores. I can't stop the guy from scoring against me. It's Arsenal 1, West Bromwich Albion 0, and it is the Welsh midfielder who gives Arsenal the lead here. And from kick-off, we tried to come forward here. Victor Anichebe takes on his man, picks out Mbai Niang. Niang takes on Mertesacker and beats him and shoots, but it's a good save by the goalkeeper, and Arsenal get the ball away. Only as far as Malumbu, he finds Fabian Delph into Anichebe, and his strike goes wide the post and out for a goal kick. So it's still Arsenal 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. We didn't really have too many chances in this game, and we left it a bit too late. We had a good chance here late on. His free kick was headed away only as far as Nastasic, who collected the ball here, fake shot around his man, picked out Jordan Abita, and the shot was well saved by the goalkeeper Szczesny and cleared away, and it was how the game finished. So we lose to Arsenal. They beat us by 1-0. That's now 3 games with no wins, and it was a frustrating game, it really was. We should have done better on offense. I didn't create much in that game at all, and we left it way too late. I've got literally no idea why Ben Foster was celebrating. You better believe I'm going to be asking him why in the dressing room, but even so, we lost the game 1-0. A disappointing defeat. That's now 3 games without a win, and we need to get it sorted. Following that, as you can see, we saw that 6 clubs came back to us and said the deal for a straight swap of Brown a day for their strikers wasn't going to be accepted. So that's not going to go ahead. West Ham wanted £4 million plus a day for Carroll, and CSKA Moscow wanted £2 million plus a day for Musa. Those are the deals which I was thinking maybe, just maybe, but still no. The rest of the deals were ridiculous. There were clubs like Lyon who asked for like £13 million plus a day for Lacazette, no chance. But still, we put in straight swaps again for Gamero and also Mama Birem Diouf of Stoke. But as you'll see here, the Fenerbahce said no to the deal for Emenike, and Benfica said no to the deal for Rodrigo. So we're trying to swap out Brown a day, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So it looks as though Brown a day is going to stay at the club, even though I prefer to swap him out for another striker, just to get him off our injury list and our wage bill. But it looks like he's going to stay here, and we'll just have to hope that next season when he comes back, he'll be in good form. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do consider leaving a like rating, because that really helps my channel out and is much appreciated. Don't forget, there'll be another episode of Career Mode later on tonight, so a like for a double episode will be fantastic, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode later on tonight.